Now, if you're watching on Monday night's program, you would have seen the story we put together about my trip to Coonabarabran over the weekend in the state's northwest in New South Wales. I jumped into the cabin of a monster Kenworth semi-trailer and joined Mike Williams, the Oz trucker, as he led a water convoy of 29 trucks to places like Murrurundi, Coonabarabran and Barradine in the northwest of New South Wales. It was a trip filled with a lot of emotion, but lots of conversation, private conversation. And I must say, although the overwhelming sentiment out there was one of generosity for what was delivered, and that was $1 million worth of goods, including 500,000 litres of water, just quietly, rural Australians are not happy, Jan, not happy at all. Not just unhappy about the drought and the prospect of fire, etc., but unhappy with the rest of us. Now, one local from Murrurundi in the Upper Hunt had told me her city friends just don't understand how tough it's been in the bush for 3 whole years. Murrurundi has run out of town water. Not just politicians, but the rest of us in the cities are also in their firing line. Now, they wouldn't say it on camera, but I'm telling you, they communicated it to me directly. And maybe there's some truth in all of this. Ask yourself, what have you personally done to help Australian farmers, say, in the past month and a half? And I see today that media man John Hardigan, who's spent a lifetime running media operations, including at News Limited and the Prime Board in regional Australia, has said that people who live outside the big metropolitan centres are rapidly becoming second-class citizens. Big statement. He says he feels a tsunami of anger from regional Australia on all kinds of issues, the kind of anger that I fielded on the weekend, on issues like regional media, energy policy, water, and now especially bushfires. The only debate, he said, you get in Sydney is about the laryngitis from the smoke, how inconvenient it is. But isn't it true? Out of sight, out of mind, maybe. Do we really care enough to act? And yet, as he said, the people outside the big cities, they are what gives Australia flavour, character. Now, the National Party in particular needs to be right across what I heard from people in the bush over the weekend. If they don't stand up for their rural constituents and let the Libs walk all over them on issues like water and bushfires, those constituents, I'm telling them, are prepared to turn on them. Trust me, that was the message I received loud and clear. And there's already a template for that. Think about what happened in the Midwest in the United States at the last election, and now, of course, in Britain to a lesser degree. As Hardo warned today in The Australian, it is time for politicians to really listen, because those in the bush are not being heard.